Ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips that seem to quiver and pulsate.
Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and enjoy. The self-satisfied tone of Maurice Clayborn uttered that before the VHS tape ran to a stop. The gray fuzzy static replaced him immediately. Questions about what to expect surely echo through the minds of both investigators as the doors to the next room unlock automatically. The investigators are truly going in blind. When we last left the two of you, you had just watched the introduction video from Maurice Clayborn, whether you wanted to or not, and have now been given access into the rest of his home. You stepped into a room of complete and total darkness, but maybe I want to give the two of you maybe a moment to react one way or another. I don't believe Saint and Alister said a ton, but certainly not to each other, before we start up the next room.
I don't have a flashlight, but I think you do? If not, I do have, I assume Saint has his phone.
We really should have gotten you a flashlight.
Yeah. I think I have your blacklight flashlight, maybe?
You do. I have a regular flashlight. I do also have night vision goggles you can borrow.
That's so funny. I love him. What's wrong with him? I mean, Saint will just use his phone flashlight for now. I don't think we're at a point where we need to break out the big guns. We're not in like Call of Duty Black Ops 12. I think I can navigate without the night vision goggles for now.
I will pull out my flashlight and wow. I'm tempted to also have the EMF turn the EMF reader on.
See if we get any. I mean, because electromagnetic waves are not necessarily just ghosts, right? That detects, that can tell us other stuff too. I think it's interesting anyway.
Yeah, I think I'll because that is something that we've established that I, one, have, and two, is pretty small. So I will activate my flashlight and possibly have the EMF reader on, but maybe in my pocket so I have a hand free. I don't want to get caught with, I don't want to have both of my hands occupied, in case somebody, I don't know, throws something at my head. So this is the door behind the AV cart.
Mm-hmm.
Has the AV cart moved back at all, or does it look like it's just stationary?
No, actually no, it has not. At the tail end of the last episode, I believe you two moved it out of the way and opened the door.
Yeah, that sounds
So you are facing the darkness already. The door is open.
I love to be facing the darkness. I guess I'll give it a pass with my flashlight. Try to get an idea of, the dimensions of the room. Do I immediately get jump scared by something horrible?
The investigators step into a much wider space, one that feels like a breath of fresh air after the cramped entryway. Even with the lights off, you can feel the depth of the room. Alister scans his flashlight from the left to the right of the room. There are small reflective surfaces that you quickly pick up are picture frames. The light of your flashlight is kind of refracting off of those in a way that you can immediately tell that they are glass. You pan your light across a door on the opposite wall. Pan it further, and you see a very large, very unnatural looking human face.
Ew.
It is fixed and unmoving, and very clearly not natural.
How large are we talking?
A couple feet by a couple feet.
Oh, okay. Weirdly not as big as I thought it would be.
Do you continue to pan the flashlight? Past that, there's a very large, hulking mound. It looks to be sharp, twisted pieces of metal and shapes jammed under each other. Junk. This is all you can see at a glance with just this flashlight.
Can I get a sweep of the ceiling?
There's a couple tracks of canned lights like you would see in a museum gallery, the kind that can be pointed toward various pieces of art on display, except obviously none of them are on. Other than that, the ceiling is pretty unremarkable.
Alister looks at Saint to see if Saint is gonna try to do anything before we go into this room, and just says, "No way out but through."
That is true. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but Ben, can I say I like have one of my business cards in my pocket? I just want like a small piece of junk that I'm not gonna like use for anything else.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. Preferably, I was gonna say a pencil, but who carries a pencil on them anymore? It's 2020. Let's see. I mean, I guess the business card will do. I'm just gonna like throw it into the room ahead of us and see if anything happens. I'm genuinely imagining like lasers and traps at this point. So I'm being paranoid. I just want to see what happens.
Nothing happens, physically anyway, and you don't hear any sudden sounds.
Okay.
The lights flicker on, asymmetrically. First, the left half of the overhead lights, and then the right. They were motion activated.
Ah. Well, there's that.
On the left wall, photos galore. Construction photos of the Waterfalls at Dawn project. There is a pedestal underneath the photos containing a single jar of dirt. At the opposite wall from the one that you're standing at, there is a wooden front door, like the front door of a home, but inside, complete with a doormat. The door itself is white, just like the walls. It's flattened in both its shape and color in a way that makes it almost missable. It's surely meant to be. At the farthest right end is an angular wall. A metal security gate blocks an open-air passage into another room. The light of this room barely makes a dent into the dark space behind that grate. Between these two exits is something a little ghastly. A large metal face, wired and welded together out of junk and scrap metal. It's a striking likeness of the artist. The panels of metal match his cheekbones, and magnetic tape and wires drip from the chin where the artist's real beard would be. All that, and a pile of junk. Clearly the resources with which the sculpture was made. Just from standing there, you notice a number of large scuff marks and cuts into the ground near the pile.
This does not seem like the kind of guy who leaves stuff around that isn't relevant to his work. I'm curious about that pile of garbage.
Oh, I have an out of character question about what we know about Clayborn's sort of the history of his body of work. Is he known for wanting his art to be interactive?
I think it depends on the project. I believe you got the impression from Optico that it was kind of up to your interpretation to a degree. I don't know if it's clear that he means for you to physically engage with it.
Okay.
Interpretive and interactive obviously mean different things, but you were meant to find a specific angle while you were looking at Optico.
Mm-hmm. We weren't meant to touch anything there. We were meant to,
Yeah, we're meant to investigate the art, but not necessarily to respond to it creatively. I was like, do we need to build something out of the pile of junk?
Mm-hmm.
Or, conversely, is the fucking pile of junk gonna come to life?
Yeah.
As we walk in, can I take a deep breath and just see if I smell blood or decay or gunpowder or anything that might indicate a residue of violence.
Sure, that's a type of perception, I would think.
Can I roll notice? All right, I have a +4 in notice. Not gonna accidentally yeet my dice all over the place. Okay, that is 3 positives and 1 negative for 2 on the dice. +4 is a total of 6. Love to waste a really good roll on something that probably doesn't matter.
Sure, let's see, you said you were sniffing for like kind of blood or viscera or any sort of maybe like organic-y kind of smells?
Yeah, anything. I'll say.
Or you said
anything
gunpowder too, so.
Organic or acrid. There's sort of. I want to smell if I think anybody got into a fight here.
No, nothing terribly organic. You do not pick up on the sense of any sort of people in this area. I think maybe the most dominant smells in the room are the kind of, there's a bit of a oil and metal scent to the pile and the facial sculpture on the opposite wall. Like when you touch something that's still got like bicycle grease on it. The smell of dirt and topsoil also kind of fills the room a little bit. Very, like the sort of very fresh, not the petrichor after it's raining, but like if you were to just whiff a 50-pound bag of soil from like a gardening center.
Huff that.
By whiff,
dirt.
I mean take a whiff. Whiff makes it sound like you threw it.
Oh.
If you can throw a 50-pound bag of soil, Alister is actually the strongest character in the game.
Yeah,
No,
for real.
but if you, hypothetical listener, can throw a 50-pound bag of soil, call me. Okay, I guess in we go?
In we go.
My instinct is to kind of do a circuit of the room. I assume that jar of dirt is from when they broke ground on Waterfalls at dawn.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Trying to decide if I need to pick that up and add it to my inventory, because I went back to finish Baldur's Gate, and that means I will pick up anything that's not nailed down.
Sure. We can split the room. You could go look at dirt. I can go the other way. And that way, if you decide to steal the dirt, I won't be around to notice.
That is true. I am hesitant to, like, have you go over to the big pile of stuff by yourself.
I'll just be in the same
go
room.
ham.
How much trouble can I really get into by myself?
I don't want to find out the answer to that question. Unless it's going to make for really good podcasting. Which I think we should save that for later. Okay. So
our podcasting is good podcasting.
This is true. Let's start with the wall of photographs, because that seems like maybe it's the thing that has been there the longest and is possibly an artifact from before this dude went completely bananas Foster. You can tell when it's me talking and when it's Alister talking, because I say silly bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And Alister doesn't make jokes.
Like I already said, there is a bunch of picture frames hung up on the wall. There are several artistic photos of the building in various stages in a tightly measured line with even spacing. This was obviously a very professional frame job and is kind of meant to be sort of like an introductory museum to the home itself. One of the photos, kind of blown up, shows a number of individuals with hard hats and shovels pointed down at one spot on the ground. Some looking directly down at that spot, some looking up toward the camera that is taking the photo. It is indeed a groundbreaking ceremony. The plaque reads, "Groundbreaking, Waterfalls at Dawn, October 24th, 2002.
Oh, so this is a lot newer than I thought it was. Cool. My brain has just been, I was like, oh, it's Frank Lloyd Wright, so it's old. It's like, no, it's not real, Ezra. Like, this place is fictional. My brain is treating this like an escape room, which I don't think I need to.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
We don't have enough
like,
information to determine if we have to escape room our way out of this.
I'm like, do I need to pick up the jar of dirt to see if it's on like a pressure plate or something? Oh my god, Ezra. Just
I'm not
walk
with
towards
you.
the big metal sculpture.
Yeah, if I was with you, I'd say let's wait until we see the whole room before we start fucking with stuff. But I'm not there, so you can fuck with whatever you want.
No, I stop getting so far in my own head and will head back over towards where Saint is examining whatever it is he is examining.
Go ahead and roll will to get out of your own head.
Alright, fuck.
No, you don't actually have to.
You said it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll investigate on this pile of junk. Ideally without touching too much of it, unless it needs be, because I don't want to, like, stick my hand in there and lose it or something. Ezra's approaching this Baldur's Gate style, and I'm approaching it Saw style.
Don't do anything that's gonna have to make us do a detour before next chapter so Saint can get a tetanus shot.
So I rolled 3 6s and a 1, which is pretty nice. I have a +3 to investigate, so with 3 positives and a negative, that puts me at a +5 to investigate.
Yeah, this is just a lot of junk. It is all sorts of scrap metal of various sizes. Some of it is indeed sheet metal. Some of it is like a shattered in half satellite dish and various antenna like you would use to pick up a TV or radio signal. There's license plates and rust and things that are bent out of shape and parts of shopping carts and all sorts of trash. Very little of it seems to be anything but partial pieces of junk. But I will say that of the things that look to be full intact objects, you notice that there is a piece of ladder sticking out from the bottom of the pile. One of those foldable, collapsible step ladders.
The little ones or the tall ones?
3 steps or so that can get you.
Okay, like a step ladder, not like a tall ladder you'd use for like painting a house or something.
No.
Okay, cool, like an actual step. Good. Interesting. Okay. Upon like looking at it, does it feel like? So it looks like it's like intact. It obviously it's at the bottom, so it might be hard to tell from where I am without like grabbing at it, but.
Yeah, lots of things really do seem to be half of the object, right?
Right.
A shopping cart with no wheels, but no, this appears to be one of the few things in there that is an intact object.
Nice. Okay. I will start to like. No, I told Ezra like don't grab stuff until we look at everything, but I'll take note of that, and go meet Alister in the middle at the head. Haha. It's not even a good sex joke. Cool. My half of the room looked at, and I didn't start touching stuff. So, go me. Good for us, really. We both fought our baser instincts to just start grabbing stuff. Decided to meet before we did anything. So, we're learning. We're growing.
Figure we should probably also check the door in the back wall.
Oh, totally.
As described, it genuinely just appears to be a front door, like I said, it is just a front door, like the kind you would get at a home improvement store for the front half of your house, that thicker wood meant to insulate you against the cold. It is kind of odd to see this external facing door inside and separating 2 rooms. This is not your like featureless bedroom door. This is clearly one that is normally on the outside of a house. It is painted the same shade of white as the surrounding walls, which honestly makes it look even that much odder. At the bottom is a doormat that says, "Wipe your feet."
No, I'm just gonna tromp in there with my dirty shoes.
Okay. Does it have a visible keyhole? Like, is there a keyhole on the knob? Is there a deadbolt?
Yes.
Yes to both.
This would also be yes. This would also be an external facing handle and lock. It is one of those curved door handles that you would expect a front door to have. Okay. Not a lever handle like you would expect an inside door to perhaps have, or a knob. This is like one of those full, like, kind of push one of the ones where there's almost like a kind of a push down spot for your thumb as you open it.
So, okay. I will... this seems like we should check out everything in the room before we start trying to open doors.
Agreed. But there's another, like, gate, too. I said door, but I guess it's not a door in the same way. I'll go look at that while you look at the door.
Okay.
It is a metal security grate, not unlike you would see blocking the storefront at a mall after closing time, with the sort of interior storage area for that grate up above the archway, so you can pull down the grate at nighttime. Like I said, the light from this room barely penetrates the dark hallway that seems to lead to. That area of the museum seems off limits for now. There's a keypad on the wall adjacent to the security gate.
Okay. If I try and like shine my phone flashlight through the grate, can I like see anything interesting, or is it just like don't bother?
You see some pedestals, but you're not really able to make out much.
Okay, cool. That is entirely irrelevant at the time. We'll check it off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will report back to Alister and let him know don't even fuck with that right now.
Is it inaccessible or uninteresting or both?
Well, I mean, everything in this house is interesting. I think at this point, it is inaccessible in that there's a keypad, and clearly he wants us to do this in an order. And I think, we could try and, like, hard crack it open, but we don't even know how many digits we would need necessarily. And depending on how that is, that's thousands of combinations. And so, and I couldn't see very much inside, so I think right now let's just leave it. We have more we could do a block at a time. We have more interesting stuff to look at.
Agreed.
Do you have a notepad?
I have described Alister as taking notes before. I didn't put a notepad on my inventory, but is that a reasonable thing for me to have, especially considering I, Ezra, am taking notes?
I bet he's got one in his fucking pocket.
Okay.
He's got, like, he's always, I feel like he's always taking out a notepad real quick and making a quick note.
Yeah, I have repeatedly described him.
You may as well be asking if he brought his ears with him.
Fair. We should be, like, I don't know if you're a visual person or not, but we should, like, be making note of, like, what's in each room, like, and where it is and stuff for, like, if we're trying to remember where was that thing, we could be like, oh, the first room had the notepad, or the, whatever. I play so many fucking puzzle games like this, where it's like, I have to remember, like, you have the map, Resident Evil style, or, like, survival horror style, you have the map, and it marks off, like, here's where, there's something here, question mark?
Yeah.
So, has Saint canonically played Silent Hill? We must wonder.
Maybe. Alister will nod in agreement and pulls out I'm going to give him my thing for gridded notebooks.
I think you previously decided that he has the notebook you have, which I think is really charming.
This is so he pulls out the thing about me is that I'm really particular about notebooks, and I really like the Lutrum 1917 ones. They're way better than Moleskines, and they're cheaper. So he pulls out, and I like the reporter style ones, so that's what he's got. And he will kind of turn it sideways and start, like, sketch out a square with an angle, or like, like the rough shape of this room. So like a square, but then it has like one of the, like an angled wall, and write some just very shorthand and like indicate what direction they came in, and like where the door we came in was and where the exit door is in relation to each other. Anything in the junk pile?
Yes. Well, junk, mostly, but it looks like that there was a intact stepladder, which I'm betting we're going to need to investigate that head in more detail at some point, or reach something, or what have you. I haven't tried to grab it yet, just because God knows what's in there. And I figured we should investigate the whole room before we start trying to pull things or move them around or whatever. So look at the head and then go back.
Smart. Yeah, let's go. I go get up close and personal with that head.
Like I said, it is a large metal face, wired and welded together out of junk and scrap metal. It looks a little bit less like him the closer you get to it. There's no attempt to color it to match his skin complexion or anything like that. This is just made of the materials that it's made of. And the seams between license plate and scrap metal and what have you are very apparent. It is him in shape alone. You do see a plaque next to it that reads Self-Portrait Number 1, Screwjaw, 2019, Maurice Clayborn, scrap metal.
He sucked too much dick.
Is that what that means?
No, I know. It's called a joke, man. Have you heard of it?
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, they're the big new thing. They're really going to hit the market next year, and you will not believe. You got to get on the ground floor of jokes.
God damn it.
Yeah. Okay, well, previously, for a moment, I thought you were talking about dicks or the hot new thing on the market next year.
That too.
I was like, huh.
It's not a coincidence.
You know?
Get ahead of the curve now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, get on the ground floor of Wang. Anyway, let's move on.
I'm trying.
I made note that the title of this arc is what? Self-Portrait Number 13?
Yep.
If I do math, it seems like potentially this is one of at least 13 self-portraits. Can I roll investigate to see if there's anything else
Can I
going
help
on
with that?
I have a plus.
You both may.
I have a +3 to investigate. What do you have?
I have a +2, actually. Yours is better than mine.
Oh, okay, cool. So that would give me a +4 if I recall. So that is not as good as last time. 2 negatives, a neutral, and a positive. So that puts me at a 3 in total with the +4.
Okay. As you kind of inspect it further, you notice that both of the eye sockets are empty. There's nothing kind of visualizing the eyes. There are huge metal bolts affixed to the sides of the jaw that almost look like they could be joints. The mouth, in fact, seems clamped shut.
Mm-hmm.
Its nose is more of a hollow divot, almost smoothed down like the Sphinx. You said you rolled a 3 in total?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that you maybe take a closer look at the eyes and you see that there is... While the eye sockets are empty, it does seem like there's maybe some mechanics back there.
And the jaw has, it looks like a hinge, like potentially it's supposed to be open and closed, not like it's welded shut, just to confirm I understood that correctly.
Yeah, clamped shut but not welded.
Do we think that maybe this is a time I could use craft? Because it involves something mechanical?
Sure.
Finally, I make a joke, and it pays off in one episode. Now, I do only have a +1 in craft, because I figured I would never use it. So, there's that. Well, I guess also, like, looking in, before I start doing anything like that, looking into the eyes, there's something, you said there's machinery back there, so it looks like it's supposed to do something. Can you describe that further? What exactly is going on back there?
Sure, I actually did not say machinery, I said mechanical. You peer in closer to the eyes and you see what appear to be, in each eye socket, smooth grooves in a twisting, kind of spiraling shape.
Like something is supposed to be slotted in there and turned, perhaps?
Perhaps?
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, it looks like to me that we are supposed to get these, if I had to guess, get these hinges loose or opened, and then there's things that's supposed to go inside these eyes. Something that maybe locks it to place. I don't know what that step stool is. Can we see on the top of the head? Are we like able to see what's going? Is there anything up there, or is it too tall?
You can. This whole thing is maybe, I would say maybe, 3 feet by 3 feet. It's substantial, but it's at like chest level in such a way that if you like got on your kind of tiptoes, I bet you could see onto the top of it.
Okay. And there's nothing there, presumably.
There's nothing there. It's covered in the same material that makes up the beard. It is meant to be a head of hair.
Okay.
Springs, magnetic tape, just anything that kind of looks like the texture of hair.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a weird head sculpture, which we probably need to manipulate in some way.
Do we want to take a chance on the door? Thank you, Abba, for supporting this podcast.
Yeah, let's at least
before we start
see
doing
if it's
anything else.
Locked.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess we'd like to go back over and just determine whether or not the door in the far wall is locked.
Locked and unmoving. You give the door handle a quick shake, and it does not seem to be budging.
So, Screwjaw, how big are the bolts? Like
3 or 4 inches across. They feel.
Damn. Okay.
They're real chonky. Okay.
Yeah, they feel very very industrial, very solid.
Heavy duty. Okay. Well, nothing for it. I assume that they're not like finger tight. Like if I try to twist the bolts, I'm assuming I need some kind of tool to manipulate them.
There's no give.
Okay.
Not with your hands.
Now is craft time, maybe? See if I can do something with these bolts. I don't know what. I don't have any tools on me. Well, I have a crowbar, actually.
Oh, shit.
How bad do we want to just kind of brute our way through this place? That's not very fun.
No, I feel like there's gotta be I feel like we've got to be able. This has got to be escape room shit.
Yeah,
like
we've
got to be able to find the thing that we need.
Yeah.
Because also like it just from a storytelling perspective, it's not like we would have gone in here. It's not like Ben's thinking, "Aha, they've forgotten to bring the thing that's going to let us get."
And he
like,
also,
oh no. We're not going to get locked out of we're not going to soft lock or something because we didn't bring an item with us.
Yeah. And also,
if you force your way through this level, the insane artist at the heart of the story is going to get sad. And also the character Maurice Clayborn might too.
Also, he wants us to see his art, and he wouldn't, Maurice Clayborn, not the insane artist, would have built this in the mind of you don't need to bring anything in. He wants us to view his art, and so ergo everything to view his art must be in this room, presumably.
Yeah,
because I'm okay. Saint mode. I'm guessing that whatever we need to get that door open is in this room. Because I bet if we figure out how to get this face to do what it's supposed to do, that will open the door, and we proceed.
I agree.
Escape room.
It seems likely that Detective Root's the one who went missing. Am I right? Hell yes. Okay. From the lack of evidence, I assume that Detective Root and Ray Busher both made it through this room.
Because unless he cleaned up. But yeah, it seems like there's whatever happened probably happened further in. So
can I take a close look at the eye sockets? Do they look like light bulb holders?
Alister, that's exactly what they look like.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
Well done. See, I thought they
right.
were flat. I was imagining like a smooth, like shallow indentation with like stuff on the outside that slid in there. So that was I was just picturing something different. Once again, theater of the mind betrays us.
I can see what you're picturing,
know,
but yeah, no, it's they look like light bulb sockets.
I bet we can find that in the trash.
Or use the
In the jar of
stepladder to
dirt.
pull them out of the ceiling lights.
Oh, yeah, totally. Are the lights low enough for that to be feasible?
You're welcome to try.
Okay.
Let's drag the stepladder out. I get this is one where like I feel like we should. I don't know. I'm like, do we need to say this stuff in character, or can we just be like, we're just solving the puzzle?
Let's go ahead.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I
think you should.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
go grab that
Alister's kind of
stepladder.
looking and does say, I think these sockets are meant to hold light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly pulled out of the... I don't know if they're the same size as the ones in the overhead lighting, but that stepladder should let us find out.
Let's try.
Let's grab the stepladder and see where it gets us.
It takes a bit of twisting and yanking to get it out from underneath the pile, but the pile was not completely covering the ladder, so it eventually breaks free, and you have access to at-home use stepladder. 2 or 3 steps, folds out into a triangle shape.
Yeah.
You can buy one from any department store, any Sears.
Alister's the taller of the two of us.
Yes, you are taller. What are you, 6 feet?
Yeah, just about. Just somewhere around there.
Yeah, and Saint is not that tall, so
Yeah.
I think I made him like 5'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely be the. Let's go ahead and drag this out and see if we can find a low light bulb for you to grab, because I am not reaching those.
I'll pick whichever one looks likely. I'll see if I can find one of the ones where perhaps like I can put the ladder or put the step ladder directly under it, and not I don't know, trip and go crashing into the junk pile and need a tetanus shot. And I guess I'll try to retrieve 2 light bulbs. Do I need to roll for that, or can I just reach up and unscrew them?
You can just reach up and unscrew them.
Okay.
You may wish to... Well, I said the overhead lights came on. I guess I did not say the track lights came on. In which case they are off, and you do not need to worry about burning your little Massachusetts hand.
Okay. I pull one out, hand it down to Saint, grab another one. And,
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's give it a try.
Cool. Time to lose my hands. Cool. Saint will go ahead and screw. I'm gonna screw one in, and like very carefully do it, just because just something about sticking my hand into something like a hole, and there's no way to say it doesn't sound dumb. I'm just very nervous that something's gonna happen. It's like every horror thing has like stick your hand in a box that you can't see very well into. I was trying not to make it sound like I was like a sex thing when I meant it as a horror thing.
No, we're so just to make sure we're not sticking our hands into the box from fucking Dune.
Yeah, sure. No, I know about the Dune box. Yeah, exactly. So I will put in a light bulb and see what happens.
The light bulb does not appear to fit. It seems a little loose, and you're not able to screw it in to one of the eyes.
And that's true for both of them?
That's true for both of them.
All right, wrong type of bulb. All the bulbs in the ceiling look like they're the same type, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, may not. Okay. I was like, maybe he got tricky and put in 2 different special light bulbs in the ceiling. But no. Okay. Okay, so our friends are elsewhere. Ezra, you want to fuck with that jar of dirt?
Oh, I really do want to fuck with that jar of dirt.
Let's go fuck with that jar of dirt, hey? The reason I didn't say that as Saint is because Saint would not have noticed Alister looking longingly at the jar of dirt.
No, this is true. Alister takes a moment to consider and out loud does just because I need to narrate things. Assuming a very thorough cleanup job and reset, jar of dirt, and heads off to go grab the jar of dirt off of the pedestal on the left side of the room.
Sure, you go to pick it up. It is a jar packed to the brim with clay and soil. It is right under the picture of the groundbreaking in such a way that it's obvious this material came from the foundation of what would later become Waterfalls at Dawn. Whether it was the actual first shovelful of dirt or not, it's been kept as a keepsake.
I'd like to pop the lid off.
You do so. There's a kind of a pungent, soily scent. The soil itself is completely dry. There's no hint of moisture.
Okay. I guess I'll, take a knee and just real gently shake it out onto the floor, but in such a way that, if there is a light bulb in there, it's not going to break.
Sure, the dirt starts to cover the tiles of the floor, and as you reach maybe about the third mark of emptying the jar, you see the top part of a glass light bulb.
Yes!
Nice.
I will shake out the rest of it just to make sure there's only one in there.
There is, in fact, only one.
Okay. Gosh, is there anything? Well, let's go put that one in and see what happens.
Trying to think of anything else in here that might conceal the other bulb.
And that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, junk pile? My dear friend, the junk pile again?
Give us the leverage to open the bolts of the jaw.
Because it could be in the mouth. I was imagining that we put both bulbs in and the mouth opens, but maybe not. We still haven't found something to do with this step stool, which indicates that maybe it's up. Maybe we should look behind the pictures, just in case?
Worth a try.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I had also assumed that the lights would go on in the that we would add the light bulbs and the mouth would open. If I had to guess, the key to the door is inside of there.
Yeah, I agree.
So, you are screwing it in?
Yep. Good question. I think Alistair's the one screwing it in, because I pulled it out of the jar of dirt.
Doesn't have an effect. Matt is going to lose an arm.
Oh,
despite the fact that I'm not
I'm
not doing it this time?
Yeah, also, it's not Matty. It's Saint.
I'm right-handed. Alistair's right-handed, so he just automatically goes for from my right side.
It would be
so
the left eye
of the statue, I guess.
Sure. Unlike the previous set of light bulbs, this one screws in perfectly. When you kind of hit that final point in the gesture, in the screwing gesture, you can feel it lock into place, and half a second later, it flashes a vibrant blue. The compact fluorescent light bulb that you found inside the jar of dirt shines blue across the room. From the bottom of the sculpture, you hear a loud kind of crack clicking from one of the bolts.
Okay, we do need to find both bulbs then to open the mouth.
I did not fully describe it earlier, but it's one of those spiral compact fluorescent bulbs.
Looking back out across the room, does anything look different with the addition of the blue light?
No.
Okay. Beans.
There are no beans in the room.
Well, guess I'll just go fuck myself.
I mean, I doubt there's anything behind the photos. I feel like we've solved that half of the experience, but I don't know, it might be worth just looking behind them really quick just to see.
Yeah, if you take the pictures off the wall, I doubt there's anything hidden on top of the mechanism for the grate. Gesturing to the because those are kind of, they roll up into a big container kind of at the top of the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there any space, does it look like, between the top of the roll and the ceiling?
No, there's no space between the top of the metal grate, the mechanics of the security gate, and the ceiling.
Is the ceiling... It's not like a floating ceiling, is it? It's not like one of those ones where the panels, a lot of schools and stuff will have.
I understand.
Yeah, probably not in this kind of building. That would be weird.
Yeah, I don't think it would, because I think you need a solid surface to plug those track lights and whatnot into, to mount them into, because you couldn't mount those into the panels that up, right? Surely.
No, you definitely could do that. It would be weird, but I think it would be possible. But it also wouldn't make any sense. I don't need to go try all of the ceiling panels, is what I'm like.
No, you don't. It's a solid
Okay.
surface.
I'm spitballing here in terms of what it is that I should try to interact with next. And excuse me. Just thinking. Does Saint find anything by taking the pictures off the wall?
No. There's nothing behind any of the frames.
And shifting them doesn't turn some miraculous gear that opens something.
No, but the darts start shooting out of the wall.
Ah!
Shit.
Okay.
The injury is minor, but when you take one of the darts out of your arm, you smell the poison.
Okay. I roll will not to die.
This is fatal within 2 minutes.
We are gonna have to.
You're
get
gonna have to suck the venom out of my arm.
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay.
Oh no, where'd they get you? Right here on the lips.
Kiss and
Okay. Where would another
It's gotta be somewhere
light bulb
up,
be hiding?
presumably. Unless we're supposed to haul this off to another room. But there's nothing really up. So that leaves the question, what else could you use a step ladder for, I guess? Or maybe up is not as high as we think.
Possible. Shoot. Okay. Just thinking.
I dug through that junk, and I didn't find anything. I didn't find a light bulb or anything, and honestly, if I did, it probably would have been broken, because there's all this stuff here. On the other side of the room, we've handled all that. That's fine. There's this head here. We've looked at it and didn't see anything. And there's the door, but we can't interact with that right now. That's probably what this is for. So what else is there to look at? The lamps, all the same bulb, it's the incorrect type. So none of that. Can we go back to the other room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's is there a light bulb in there?
There, in fact, is.
Does it look like the other one we found? Or is it like the other ones in the room? Like, does it look like the light bulbs in the ceiling of the self-portrait room?
No, it looks quite a bit different. The light that's shown on the AV cart TV was in fact bright blue.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna take the stepladder and grab that bulb.
Okay.
You prop that stepladder up against the front door of the building and reach up to the spot where the spotlight was shining down from the ceiling. It is the same type of blue, compact, fluorescent light bulb that you found in the other room.
Yaha! Whoa! Cool. Mine now. I'm gonna take it if I can reach it.
You certainly can. This one, by virtue of still being used, is a little hot to the touch, but I bet you can probably take a handkerchief or something.
A handkerchief?
I'm sorry.
Am I the only person in this call who doesn't carry a handkerchief on them?
I mean, or I don't know, microfiber glasses cloth?
See, it doesn't work. What I figured he's doing, he's like shaking out the sleeve of his hoodie to like use it to grab it.
Something.
Something normal, yeah.
Yeah, if
fluorescent light bulbs, I don't believe get hot, but it's a little bit warm.
Yeah, no, he would still do that just in case.
Certainly. In which case, you walk back to the sculpture.
Cool, and I lose my hand.
You screw in the light bulb eye. It also flashes blue. You hear a crack click from the other bolt, and the jaw drops open. Inside, on the piece of scrap metal that I guess kind of would be his tongue, there's a simple golden house key.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm gonna take it. I snatch the key real fast, and I say, God, that's gross. Sorry. That's kind of, but you do get that's kind of weird, right? Anyway, and then I get set ablaze.
From another room, you hear gentle sobbing.
Okay, well, sorry, make less freaky art. This is really cool.
it's really cool.
Cool. I'm gonna, hand the key out to Alister. Do you want to do the honors, or do you want me to do it?
Alister will take the key and just says, sure.
We should probably
And
wipe our feet before we go in.
I suppose it never hurts to be polite. And I wipe my feet on the welcome mat, and I stick that key in the door and try to turn it.
You feel the deadbolt give way and push open the door leading into the private domicile of Maurice Clayborn. His home within a museum. And we'll come back to that next time.
Okay.
Puzzle solved. Good job, team.
What you've been listening to was Parascience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It is an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra K. as Man in Black Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo Gomes as capable young man Saint Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show, with editing assistance by Matty Trumbo Gomes. Our theme song was by the incorporeal Johnny Ronaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Tara Bossard. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can check out our website and all of our other shows at infinitybreak.net, and I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord, bit.ly/Infinity Talk. That's capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. Finally, if you listen through Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Reviews help us rise in the podcasting charts and help more people stumble across our show like a body in the woods. That's all for now. Let Parascience leave a lasting impression on you, one you can't escape, even when you close your eyes.